and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, UKMtG, and it's Jordan here, and today I'm doing a slight deck tech. This is the deck I'm running for round 1 of the Magic the Gathering Content Creators Championship Cup, or hashtag MTG CCCC for short. So basically what's happening, there's 40 of us playing. We've been divided into teams of 10. The first round revolves around either getting a shard or a wedge, and as you can see, I have got Naya. We know our opponents are going to be in Sultai, so that sort of allowed us a bit of deck. Well, we didn't know originally. We had about, I think it was a space of 5 days, but generally we were thinking around the possibility of there being a wedge, getting teamed up against a wedge that had blue in it, so heavy counters and stuff like that. So after discussions and stuff and playing around, what I wanted to do, I wanted to do sort of a goals tribal deck. I couldn't think of a good tribe. You know me, I like building around tribes. So what I decided, I was like, well, actually, hang on, how many gold color cards do I have and various things, and I actually realised I actually have quite a few decent gold color cards. In fact, I had to spend only 2 uncommons and 1 mythic wildcard to build this deck, because luckily I had everything else, which is really sweet. So without further ado, I'm just going to quickly show off the deck. So obviously at the 1-drop slot we've got Open the Gates. Fantastic, we're in green. This go fetches. Oh yeah, sorry, that was the other restriction on the deck building, is we're not allowed to use any rare lands or uncommon lands. So essentially all the 3/4 of all the dual lands are out. So essentially we've got the dual lands from the core set and from obviously Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance. So I immediately discussed with the team and said we should be running Open the Gates because it fixes all our mana and it's OP, so we need it, and they all kind of agreed on that fact, saying yeah, it does fix the mana nicely. So my deck is entirely built around Rhythm of the Wild. It's probably one of my favourite cards for the deck. It's super sweet and you can do a lot with it. Essentially creature spells can't be countered, so that eliminates a lot of blue spells immediately, and non-tokens gain riot, which means they can either have a 1/1 counter or gain haste. So essentially we have a bit of an aggro strategy going on. We have Zertar Goblin, obviously getting double riot on that and making a 4/4. It is sweet. I mean, just coming in as a 3/3, depending on our opponent, is also great. Lightning Strike, great efficient removal, not bad. I preferred this over Shock only because there are a lot of like X3 creatures and more, rather than sort of X1s being played, and I thought about that, and it was tempting between this and Lava Coil really, and I like this being able to go to Faith if I have to late game. Just to Strike, great removal spell, especially if creatures have things like Death Touch that are going to stop my strategy, but also does great for anything that's got equal power and toughness or greater power and toughness. And especially, it's also instant speed, so it means that you can cast it in response to them pumping something up as well, so it's quite useful. Gruul Spellbreaker, great card, obviously gets around some white Wrath removals, known as Settles the Wreckage and stuff like that, and also great for anything that causes me to sack a permanent in instant speed or anything like that. It can be useful. Sky Legionnaire is just awesome. It's already great as a 2/2 flyer. Shame it costs 3, but the benefit is once it's got right, it's going to enter as a 3/3/5 for 3, which is great because you've already got haste. Tajik, great card. Mentor's good on it. You can give first strike. Also, the fact that it protects from board wipe damage is also sweet. It's really powerful. Have you found it to work quite useful? Knight of Autumn, seeing a lot of play now. I brought this purely in as a destroying target artifact or enchantments. Because I like to use it in conjunction with Rhythm of the Wild to get haste or a 1/1 counter. But I have found that it is useful for gaining 4 life when we need to as well, which is quite good. Deafening Clarion, great board wipe removal. It can also make our creatures gain lifelink if we need it. So if we're in a pinch, instead of removing the board, we can just gain lifelink and gain vast amounts of life. Frenzied Irinx, it's 4 mana. It's either entering as a 4 mana 4/4 with trample, which is not bad, or it's getting a 3 mana, a 3/3 with haste and trample is not bad. But the fact it's got pump up, so it can sink my mana late game turns, is rather sweet. Expanse Binding, just to get rid of problematic cards, maybe any planeswalkers people are running. Bolrak Clan Crusher. It's great as a late game. Basically, if I am board stalled, it is a way for me to put through damage to the opponent or remove pesky creatures. And Tristani Discordant, because we're in Naya, it's a Lord effect. It's great, especially with obviously Rhythm of the Wild, making it come in as a 2/5. It just takes it out of that any X4 removal range. Obviously, black can still deal with it in such as Murder and Vraska's Contempt and other things, but the fact that you're getting also the soldier tokens is really sweet. When it enters the battlefield and you're getting some life linkers, it's also really useful and really handy. As you see, the 4, 4, and 4, nice and easy, and 4, 4, and 4, again, nice and simple. We're not doing a sideboard. Basically, this is before they announced that they're doing the best of 3 for Direct Challenge, so we're just playing 3 games as is. So it's kind of, the deck does what it does. It is a good aggressive strategy, and I do find it quite fun to play. Obviously, if you were going to play this as upgraded, obviously land could be fixed. In that case, obviously frees up 4 slots in the deck. What you'd put in, I don't know. I mean, definitely another Rhythm of the Wild would be tempting. Maybe another Night of Autumn. Probably some more removal, like maybe a Banefire or 2 would be useful. But yeah, there's lots of things you could easily do with this deck, and it can be improved upon. There was a suggestion during discussions when we were building the deck about Glass of the Guild Pact. Tried it out. I had, I think, 2 copies. I was trying it out, and I just didn't like not doing anything turn 2. It is useful, don't get me wrong, and it does work with this deck. But literally, it's kind of like turn 2, do nothing, you know. Whereas turn 2, I have a vast array of options here to do something, and you know, maybe if I have more of them and suddenly making my creatures even bigger without having to worry about 1/1 counters, is, you know, possibly a good strategy. It's something that maybe to play around with. So yeah, so this is my deck for round 1. Excited to see how the competition goes. Excited to see how things play. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in. This has been Jordan here from UKMtG. Please make sure you're subbed to creators to follow along with the Magic the Gathering Content Creator Championship Cup. And yeah, it's going to be fun, it's going to be sweet. There's plenty of us content creators out there, and there's some big ones, some small ones, everyone in between. Please make sure you're subbing, please make sure you're promoting. If you like a video, if you like a deck, please shout out about it. It's really helpful, and it really helps everyone out. And yeah, so without further ado, signing off, saying goodbye.